This is the Tigers Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Detroit Tigers. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Oh boy, I was hoping for an exciting return to the Locked On Tigers postcast in the first game back from the All-Star break, but instead it's the Texas Rangers earning the 2-0 win over the Detroit Tigers, and the concerns continue to grow. It's a 5-game losing streak, but nonetheless, welcome in, welcome back. Jake Rietma, happy to be back with you on a live Locked On Tigers postcast. We'll talk about that shutout and the concern that we have with this Tigers bullpen, and maybe some concern with the offense as well. Concern is probably going to be the word you hear time and time again on tonight's postcast. The losing streak, as I mentioned, has reached 5 games. We'll always have our biggest talking point, our turning point, and our player of the game. So buckle up, dial it in. As always, your comments are welcome. So fire up the comment box. I bet there's a lot of people frustrated, upset, and had a different idea of what the return to action would look like post All-Star break. Now, the comments are filling up, and I know that. We're going to get to them in just a second. I'm in that class of thinking, hey, you had the 4-game losing streak entering that All-Star break. You had 4 All-Stars, or my apologies, 5, including Casey Mize, and you had the excitement with all of the All-Star festivities. And am I shortchanging everyone? Sorry, my brain's all over the place because I'm upset and frustrated with the Tigers' loss tonight. But you had Skubal, Casey Mize. I know someone in the comments will help me out. Obviously, Glaber, Riley, and Javi, and then Zach McKinstry. So there you go, 6 All-Stars. I knew I was missing someone. Just want to make sure I named everyone. But anyways, you get the idea of what I'm trying to say is the Tigers entered the All-Star break on a 4-game losing streak, and you come back out the first game back, albeit on the road, but it's just a dud in every aspect. And I try not to get too animated and upset, but I'm watching this game just thinking there's no life from this team. Then the offense was lifeless, and really the only bright spot is Reese Olson. And I'm a positive person, but you know, I've said during this losing streak, even before the All-Star game, before I took some time off, that hey, this is one of 162. There's a lot of games left. There's a lot to be excited about. I mean, this team has the best record in baseball. So all those things that we've all told ourselves, but now in a game like tonight, it's starting to feel like, wait a second, maybe this team does have some glaring concerns. I think we can all agree there are major concerns. But without further ado, let's get into our biggest takeaway, our biggest talking point after tonight's 2-0 loss to the Texas Rangers.
This is what you'll be talking about.
It's the lack of production from the offense. I mean, they did not even, it felt like they didn't sniff a run tonight. And Patrick Corbin, all due respect, no offense type of thing, that's not Jacob deGrom. That's not Nathan Eovaldi up there. Texas has some outstanding pitchers, and the Tigers will face Nathan Eovaldi on Sunday. They'll face Kumar Rocker tomorrow. But Patrick Corbin is not necessarily an elite pitcher. He's an innings eater, which, again, I'm not going to be disrespectful. But to go out there and lay a dud like this Tigers team did tonight after the break, I mean, you can do the whole, well, were they rusty or were they well rested? They looked rusty. They looked lethargical and did not look like a first place ball club tonight. Now, the other talking point, again, to keep it positive, Reese Olson looked really, really good tonight for the Tigers. I mean, 5 innings of work, just the 2 hits, and Tyler Holton looked good. Chase Lee looked good. And of course, it's Tommy Kahnle who continues to really struggle. And I saw some of the comments we're going to get to in a second here. Time to DFA Tommy Kahnle, but that's not happening. That's not it. I mean, this bullpen, who do we have? If maybe Tyler Holton's coming around, and we're doing the thing that I try to avoid, where each sample size you get, you react to it. And when some certain bullpen pitchers struggle, then, oh, the sky is falling. And then, like you had with Tyler Holton going out tonight and looking really, really effective, you think, okay, maybe he's coming back. But again, we can all chalk up the bullpen as this glaring issue that AJ Hinch, Scott Harris, and the rest of the organization need to address sooner rather than later. And time is of the essence. And you start looking at MLB.com and all the other insider websites, and it doesn't take, Sherlock Holmes to be a detective and determine that the other contenders are also looking for bullpen arms. I mean, the price to pay for premium bullpen arms is going to be at the absolute top of the list because there are so few and far between. I mean, the emergence of the Toronto Blue Jays, the Yankees, they're always going to be buyers at the deadline. All the different contenders that are going to be buyers at the deadline are looking for bullpen help. So that becomes even more paramount that this Tigers front office and the entire organization get aggressive and start making headway on that and not letting this magical first half season go to waste because you fizzle out in crunch time. You fizzle out in the most important time. So I think you can hear the concern in my voice. Let's get to some of the comments because I know we are all hungry for the resumption of baseball after a couple of days off there with the All-Star break. So let's knock these out. And Kevin Jeffrey is up first. Tommy Kahnle should be DFA'd. No consequences for being a bad pitcher. That was the first comment I saw. Already addressed it. He should not be DFA'd. The Tigers really don't have anybody in the bullpen. And Kahnle, albeit, has been absolutely egregiously bad in his last several outings. Before that, he was one of the few bullpen arms you felt good about. I mean, right now it's literally only Will Vest that instills confidence in this team. Javi Baez Prods, Hannafy should have gotten the nod over Kahnle. Yeah, that becomes a question now where we can start to really converse about AJ Hinch's decisions as it relates to the bullpen, because it's not like clockwork. It's not plug and play because of how bad the bullpen has been throughout the course of this recent losing streak. And really, it was starting to be a wart that you were putting a Band-Aid on and trying to cover, and some of the other good parts of this season were covering up that glaring hole. But now it's one of those pimples you wake up in the morning. It's the first thing you see. That's the Tigers bullpen right now. I don't see the great record. I don't see all the positives, the 6 All-Stars and all of the excitement that we've discussed time and time again. I see the big glaring pimple of this Detroit Tigers bullpen. That's what this Tigers bullpen is right now. JP says, so me thinks this team needs to look for middle of the order bat. Offense is bad versus above average teams. It is. I don't hate that either. I would prioritize a bullpen arm over a big bat, but I saw the report from Evan Petzold, one of the Tigers beat writers today, that Eugenio Suarez is interested in coming back to the Tigers. I mean, that's a guy that came up in the Tigers system. The Yankees are also interested in him. So as I just mentioned, without sounding like a broken record, the other contenders, they're going to be making moves and being aggressive as well. Thomas Rotondi calling it how it is. He says, this team flat out sucks right now, and AJ's lineups are brutal. Jason Walter, umps are blind. Yeah, the umpiring was terrible. I mean, that one frame where Riley makes the diving catch, it's clearly in his glove. Then you've got a Rangers base runner running 4 feet outside of the baseline that causes the errant throw from Javi. Of course, he doesn't need to make that errant throw there. But point being that, yeah, it was some brutal umpiring. I would agree with that. Keen Anvil says Kahnle is not good. The wheels are coming off. I would agree. I mean, I don't have the magic words other than I agree. All right. Now we're really turning on AJ Hinch. This is from Mike. What's the over under on how many times Hinch throws Kahnle out there before he gets DFA'd? Listen, the DFA Kahnle part is just, it ain't happening. I mean, I guess maybe something could go down the wire and you could say, yeah, Reetma, you were completely wrong on that, and I'll wear that. But who does this team have in the bullpen that you would use outside of, and again, I'm not defending Kahnle because he's been awful, but I think DFAing is the immediate thing that comes to mind. But who goes in his place? The reason he's pitching is because he's been the only other pitcher up until his recent struggles that has proven to be consistent enough to have a shot in that 8th inning. Now, obviously, he's lost that, and he's lost that type of trust over the course of his struggles here recently. But nobody else in that bullpen is instilling confidence in me. But I know it. The B says Kahnle and Maeda handshake emoji. That's what it is. And I agree. Listen, I don't think there's anyone in this comment here. Is there anyone in Toledo that looks promising as a reliever? That's from Robert Denduven. And no, that's the answer. I mean, if there was the solution, this Tigers team and this manager and AJ Hinch and the coaching staff would do it. And I'm not defending them because I'm just as frustrated as you are. And I don't know what the answer is, but I do know that this team has had too good of a season to let the wheels fall off. And, you know, in the course of a 162 game season, you're going to have your funk, you're going to have difficulties, you're going to have losing streaks and so on and so forth. But the Tigers got to find a way to nip this one in the bud. Now, Scooble goes on Sunday, so that's a step in the right direction. Montero tomorrow, Jack Leiter tomorrow for the Rangers, who has not been great. He is a former first-round pick that the Rangers have all kinds of high expectations for, that hasn't really lived up to those expectations, depending on who you ask. Some would say he has, but point being, he's a hittable pitcher tomorrow for the Tigers. All right, this is a good I love this one. It's a good one to end on from D Brown. Relax. I get it, but chill, guys. That's how we're going to end right there. We've got more to get to. I want to discuss our player of the game, our turning point, and look ahead to tomorrow because, hey, I missed everybody. We all missed each other. Baseball is back. That All-Star break felt way too long, but unfortunately, this losing streak feels way too long. Don't go anywhere. We're back in a moment on a live Locked On Tigers postcast. Hey, this episode of the Locked On Tigers postcast is brought to you by FanDuel. Hey, guess what? Summer sports are in full swing, and whether you're all about baseball, under the lights, golf on the green, high-stakes soccer action, FanDuel is the best way to make every game even more exciting. You're already following the action. Why not make it a little more thrilling? With FanDuel, you can get in on the game while your friends are getting sunburned at the beach. That's right. Your friends will be on the beach, but you can get in on the action. Who wrote this? It's easy to use, fast payout, and make even regular season games feel like must-watch events. So, you know me, whether I'm placing a same-game parlay or watching a bet right into the ninth inning, FanDuel makes it feel like I'm part of the action. And if you're new to FanDuel, new customers can bet just $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. So open the FanDuel app today or visit FanDuel.com to get started. Tigers lose to the Rangers. Disappointing way to resume. I know we call it the first and half, second parts of the season after the All-Star break, but anyone, I'm not good at math, but I can tell you that, you know, with there being 65 games left in the season and 162 total games, that's not a even split first half, second half. So ergo de facto, it's not the second half of the season. I mean, we're in the second half of the season, but the second half of the season didn't start tonight. I'm going crazy just talking about how upset I am after this game. I'll try and relax a little bit, but you get the idea. So point being, Tigers lose tonight 2-0. Offense was dead. Another areas of concern, Riley Green. I hate to call him out individually, but he's been struggling, feels like more than anybody else. For Riley Green, 2 more strikeouts tonight. Gleyber Torres, 2 strikeouts at the top of the line. Top of the order already, or rather, Jahmai Jones, 2 strikeouts. I mean, your first 3 hitters are combined 0 for 12 with 6 strikeouts. Not good. Not good. Not good. Spencer Torkelson, a multi-hit game, but again, just nothing really to write home about if you're the Detroit Tigers other than disappointment. So with that, let's get into our turning point where the Tigers lose this one.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
8th inning, 2-run double, Corey Seager. Now he had an opportunity. The Rangers had a couple opportunities where I thought the Tigers pitching staff did a good job with runners runner at third with less than 2 outs. And Seager was one of those that I believe it was Holton got to pop up and prevented the runner from scoring. But, Seager's too good of a player to give him multiple opportunities to win the game. And 8th inning, runners at the corners, and he ropes a double. And that's it. That's the only game. That's the only swing any runner scored. I mean, 2-0 game, 2 RBI double. I'm sorry to be boring, but that's your turning point. How about our player of the game?
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
It is kind of a bummer that we come back from the All-Star break and the Tigers lay this much of a dud and getting shut out with just the 4 hits. And yeah, Reese Olson was good, but 5 innings, no earned runs. He's not the player of the game by any means. Patrick Corbin, 5 2/3, no earned runs. I guess you just go with the Rangers pitching staff. I mean, after that, Sean Armstrong comes in, and the Rangers haven't had the best bullpen by any means. And he goes an inning in the 3rd, and then Robert Garcia gets his 7th save of the season. And for Chris Martin pitches in there as well. So collectively, the Rangers pitching staff just had the Tigers number tonight. So that's it. That's all. Again, a disappointing night. Baseball's back. That's one positive takeaway. There's a game tomorrow. We're going to do this again, and hopefully we'll have more exciting things to discuss tomorrow. All right, R1VJ4 with a little humor for us. That's good. We need some comedy relief, comedic relief on a night like tonight. The player of the game was Kahnle's changeup. Yeah, for the Rangers. That's the player of the game. All right, I like the positivity here from Mark. We're winning the next 2 games. And speaking of the next game, you've got Cater Montero going for the Tigers. Hopefully he can put forth a quality start and give this Tigers team an opportunity. And Kumar Rocker for the Texas Rangers. I said Jack Leiter earlier in the episode, and I am so sorry. I don't know why I said Jack Leiter. Maybe he was scheduled to pitch at one point. I thought the Tigers were going to see him, but that's my bad. Producer, let me know when I mess up that way. But Kumar Rocker is pitching tomorrow for the Rangers. He's 3-4 with a 6.39 ERA, 43 strikeouts. He was also a first-round pick from Vanderbilt. So I should have just said first-round pick from Vanderbilt's pitching tomorrow for the Rangers. I wouldn't have been wrong. So that's on me. But appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. It's good to be back. Good to be back with everybody. I know I took a few days off there on before the All-Star break with the wedding stuff going on. But I'm happy to be back. Bummed out the Tigers lost tonight. Bummed out. But back at it on Saturday, and I'll be there on Sunday. Should have mentioned that earlier, but I'm going to go watch Tarek Skubal pitch at good old Globe Life Field in beautiful Arlington, Texas. So we'll still have a show on Sunday night, but it might be a little bit later as I'm cruising home from the ballpark, if you know what I mean. Sunday night baseball, don't forget about that. But tomorrow night, also a night game. The Rangers typically do Saturday night games. Night game, and I know in the Central Time Zone it's an hour later too. So first pitch from Globe Life Field tomorrow night will come your way at 7:05 Eastern Time. So there you have it. Tigers lose to the Rangers 2-0. Appreciate everybody tuning in tonight, and you know what? Tigers are going to bounce back tomorrow. I feel good about that. Until then, have a wonderful rest of your night. And as always, we appreciate any like and subscribe to the program. Where else can you get this free content? Free and available wherever you get your podcasts, and of course, on YouTube as well. All part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team each and every day. Have a wonderful night.